Well, Happy New Year everybody, and welcome back to the channel. New year, and look, a new project showed up at the workshop. It's only just turned to the new year, and already there's something here to keep us busy. MGB Roadster, rubber bumper model this time. Needs a fair bit of work. There's lots of rusty bits to look at, but hopefully it's not too bad underneath. I think it does need a little bit of welding, but hopefully not too bad. Nice bright colour. Seem to have a bit of a theme going with the yellows at the moment for some reason. Don't know why. It's come with lots of parts shoved in. The boot's got a lot of parts as well. Lots of bits and bobs I haven't really looked through. It just arrived yesterday. So I'm going to have a little look along with you. We're both going to have a little look and see what's in there. So I think I'll lift all the parts out and then we'll have a little look around the car and see what it's like. I'll have a quick look under the bonnet while we're here. Everything seems to be there. It starts and runs and drives okay. So yeah, I think I'll get all the parts out and then we can have a closer look. Could be wrong, but I think that part goes under the car, not in the car. Doesn't bode well. New castle section might be required. Okay, it's a big bag full of carpet. Not sure whether they're any good. They're not new, but might be okay. Go back in. I'll check them out a bit closer. There's a castle section, which somebody's had sitting around for quite a while. There's quite a lot of surface rust on it, but still could be usable if it's needed. And then there's lots of boxes and bits here. Some oil. Yeah, lots of MG bits to go with my already overflowing box of MG bits. So here we go, there's the boot. It's got a new fuel pump on there. There's some rust and I can see a little bit of daylight through there, just in there. There's a slight hole in the floor there. These seams aren't terrible. That one anyway. This side's got a bit more rust. A little bit there. But not too bad really. I've seen them a lot worse. But the lid itself's fairly good. Doesn't appear to have any rust on there. There's a little mark there, a crack or something. That back quarter, there's some rust there. It's obviously had a wheel out on at some point. You can sort of see where it's been filled and starting to crack. So it might have had a lower half or just a repair. We'll investigate and see. That lower bit doesn't seem too bad. A few bits of bubble in there. Bottom of the door's quite bad. It's definitely rust along there. That one's chopping out, or a skin putting on. A little bit of rust on the seam, just there. That's the bottom of the wing leg. Actually, that's not too bad there, luckily. These seams where they always go, again, that's not terrible. I've seen a lot worse. Plenty of paint flaking off here and there. Around the headlight, usual spots that rust. That doesn't seem to have any rust there, that's good. Paint's definitely seen better days, so I'll have to do something about that. More paint flaking off here. And there's a bit of rust there. That'll probably turn it whole if you had a good poke at it. But for the price of these wings, you can do an awful lot of repair, and I think they're 600 odd pound, these things. So if you've got a fairly good wing, it's worth repairing around trying to replace it. Yeah, not too terrible. Looks like it may have had a bottom quarter on the bottom panel on the wing there, because it's cracking right along that seam, whereas that's where you would weld it on behind that chrome trim and then fill it, and it's obviously a bit of cracking. That door is not as bad as the other one, but certainly if there is bubbles there, then it's not going to get any better as you start grinding it off. Back on this quarter panel. Yeah, the bottom of that quarter panel's got a little bit of rust in there. Gaps aren't great, something's not great there. Opens and closes alright, but and the gap there's not excessive, so it's not as though the door just wants to be moved. They might have had a skin on and they haven't quite set it up right. Or the car's just bending in half, who knows. So yeah, generally it's not bad. I mean, it needs a lot of tidying up. From what I can see on the outside, it definitely needs paint. Bit of welding here and there, but get rid of the rust. But not terrible. My thoughts with this one is keep the budget really low and just do what's necessary to make it safe and enjoyable. It's got floors in it. Dash is crinkled quite badly along there. Not ideal, that's all that's sorting out. I don't think those are original seats, even though they are quite old. They would have probably had those stripy deck chair ones in here for this year. Got overdrive, even has a radio. Steering wheel looks a bit small. And it's got 26,000 miles on the clock, so no idea whether that's 126 or just 26. There's a bit of rust there. That one's chopping out and a bit welding in. So plenty to keep me busy. Not that I'm going to do a full rebuild or anything on it, just thought so I'll just tidy up the bits that need it, paint the bits that need it, which might end up being all of it. It's hopefully nice usable roadster for the spring and summer. Under there's not tidy, but everything seems to be there, and as I say, it starts and everything. Doesn't seem to be excessively leaking oil or anything, so that's unusual for an MG. So the big question will be once we get it jacked up and have a look underneath and see what condition the floors are in, sills. So if I have a look into there, hopefully it won't be too bad, but if it needs some welding, we'll have to do some welding. Driver's end. Temp sander. It's got a new one fitted, so that must be the old one. Some bits of fuel pipe, heater hose maybe, I don't know. That one. And nuts and bolts and washers, they're always handy. Steering rack boots. I think the parts that the previous owners accumulated has given us an idea of what's required. But good that there's some parts there. It all helps. There's a gallon of oil and an oil filter. Those are seat spacers. I noticed the wooden inserts that go in the seats are there. So they've obviously been taken off for a reason. Or replaced, I'm not sure. I'll have to have a little look. Sump gasket. And there's a box just absolutely full of stuff. There's all sorts in there. Some gaskets, clips, holes, connectors. Strip, even a light lens. Yeah, plenty of bits. Some bits of trim and things. It looks 10 times better in the sunshine, even though the paint's very faded and hasn't been polished for a long time. I've owned rubber bumper roadsters before, back in the 90s, a long time ago. I've never actually done a conversion from rubber bumper to chrome. That may be something to look at. Definitely look better in chrome. So I don't know, that might be something, depending on what availability of the bumpers and things, it might add all up to quite a lot. And my thoughts for this one is a budget build. Keep the cost right down, repair what we can, make it safe, make it look presentable. Not a fortune, that's my thoughts. So I guess if you've got second-hand parts to do a conversion, it might be an idea, it might be interesting. Like I said, I've never done one, so I don't mind doing something different. So just give it all a quick pressure wash off just to get a lot of the grime and dirt off the back. It doesn't look as though it's been pressure washed under the bonnet for a while, so I done it and I thought, well, I won't start now that it's got all wet, but it started straight up and drove in. So that's pretty good going, really. So yeah, mainly just getting dirt from under the wheel arches and a lot of grime from under the bonnet. That was the main thing I was trying to do, to clean it, because the paint's going to get sauced out anyway, so I'm not trying to save the paint. Actually looks alright when it's wet. Anyway, just a quick video to show the new project that's going to keep us busy for a few months, all going well. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see some more of the content, and give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy New Year.